Oftentimes, when the spot price of silver goes up, when the value of silver increases, that typically means that simultaneously the value of the dollar bill decreases. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about silver and how I am using it as a hedge against inflation for the long term. But really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for daily videos. Also subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Brand new video over there. Go check it out. The link will be in the description. Trying to hit 2,000 subscribers. Just hit 1,000. I appreciate that. And if you want to help support the channel by getting some DYDSS merchandise, of course, we have some precious metal themed t-shirts and hoodies which are up for grabs, along with a ton of other products. T-shirts, hoodies, even stickers, many of which are raising funds and awareness for different charity organizations. And of course, the brand new Kraken Stackin' t-shirt, hoodie, sticker, and coffee mug inspired by the beautiful 2-ounce silver Kraken coin. Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance. It's more than appreciated. But today I want to talk about silver and how I personally feel like it's its job to preserve our wealth for the long term and act as a hedge against inflation. Now, what inspired this video was two different things. Number one, several comments that I've received in recent weeks from people saying that their intentions are to get rich off of their silver, and also a conversation that I had just yesterday where I was explaining to someone how silver could absolutely act as a hedge against inflation. And I was trying my best to word it as simply as possible because, let's be honest, when it comes to inflation and deflation and comparing real money to fake fiat currency and talking about what causes the value of one thing to go up and the other to go down, it might seem like common sense to us because we are involved in the precious metal markets, but to the average Joe who has absolutely no idea what silver and gold even are, other than the fact that they're metals, and what they're used for and how they're important in all these different industries and what they can do for us that are stacking the silver and the gold. So I understand that it might be pretty complicated or at least appear to be complicated or complex or it's like talking a different language. So I decided to try my best to simplify it to the best of my ability, and that's what I want to do in today's video. So first things first, I've gotten comments from people talking about how they plan on getting rich off of their silver. They just want to, I guess they're viewing it from an opportunist's perspective. I don't know if they see it as a way to get rich quick. And I've been involved in stacking silver and gold for a little over 2.5 years now, which is not a very long time at all. But to the person who's just looking to make a quick buck, they might say,
2.5 years? Oh my God, I was looking for a get rich quick scheme. Get me out of here.
So they're probably looking to make a quick buck. I don't know if they're trying to buy in because they think it's officially going to take off sometime next week and then they'll cash out next week. I don't know if that's what their intentions are. If that is what their intention is, I would assume that they're probably going to be very, very, very disappointed because I don't think silver should be looked at from a short-term perspective. I do not think silver is designed to get us rich, and I don't think that's really how silver should be used. I mean, it's designed to essentially preserve our wealth for the long term. It's something to do to save money, not to make money necessarily. But I do want to talk about having it as a hedge against inflation and how that could absolutely make tons of sense. I mean, it makes tons of sense to me. It makes tons of sense to the people who are stacking it. But to somebody who might just be curious what we mean when we say that, that's exactly what I want to talk about. So when the value of silver goes up, that's something that a lot of people look at from a fiat dollar bill perspective. And the reason for that is because spot price, how is it calculated? How is it measured? What is it looked at as? A fiat dollar bill amount. X amount of dollars, $26, $13, $14, $21 an ounce. Whatever it is, it's measured in dollars. That's just how it is. That's not how I like to measure wealth. But before I get my hands on the metal, you got to start somewhere. So when the spot price goes up, some people from the outside looking in might say that they made money. Of course, silver, it's a very sporadic metal. The volatility is all over the place. I'm not really referring to the short-term dips or jumps. I'm talking about if you look at the charts, the graphs over the decades, over the years, Sure, it has its ups and downs, but I see more of an upward trajectory. 4 steps up, 2 steps down, 3 steps up, 2 steps down, 5 steps up, 4 steps down. So, more so up. And people will say or think that they made money or they made currency. When fact of the matter is, oftentimes, when the spot price of silver goes up, when the value of silver increases, that typically means that simultaneously the value of the dollar bill decreases. So if I were to put $100 into silver right now, no more, no less, that's it, that's all, $100, put it into silver, and over an extended period of time, it becomes worth $200. From a fiat perspective, you might say,
Wow, I doubled my money. I made twice as much money because I put it into silver.
however, that oftentimes means the dollar bill has depreciated in value. So sure, you put $100 in and you can get $200 out, but what if that $200 can only get you what $100 could have gotten you prior to putting it into your silver? What if your $200 can only get you $100 worth of supplies or worth of anything? What if the value of everything else went up? What happens then? It's essentially as if you really didn't do anything at all. Which I know might sound like a bad thing, but I see it as a good thing because guess what? If I hung on to that $100, kept it as cash, kept it in my pocket, kept it in my bank account, and over the extended period of time, what would that $100 be worth? Maybe $100.02 because of the interest rates? I don't know. But what if it's still $100 and the value of everything else goes up, silver included, but also the food, also the supplies, the rent, everything? What if everything else goes up and you only have $100? That $100 might only be able to get you what $50 could have gotten you before. So that's how I see it as a hedge against inflation. Silver, it goes up in value typically as the dollar goes down in value, and as the dollar goes down in value, pretty much the value and the price of everything goes up, not just silver, but food, supplies, all these different things. Prices increase, unfortunately. But that's a big part of inflation. The more of these that they print, the weaker they become. The more of these that exist, the less you can get with these little pieces of paper. So hopefully I was able to word that in a way that makes sense. I want to continue, but that's the point I wanted to make. And that's the point I was trying to make yesterday while having a conversation about inflation and ways of combating inflation. One way of doing so is with the silver and the gold. Like I said, if you put $100 in and the price goes up to $200, did you make $100? I guess. I mean, can you really say that you made money off of it, or the value went up? Or could you say that the value of the dollar went down? Maybe that's the reason silver appears to be worth more. Because at the end of the day, silver's money, absolutely. These dollar bills, that's just currency. That's just fiat. That's just a short-term solution to short-term problems. Oh, I ran out of food and I'm hungry? That's a short-term problem. These dollar bills right here, short-term solution, because guess what? I can go to the store and buy food. Long-term solution to long-term problem. What's a long-term problem? One of the biggest ones I can think of is inflation. And silver and gold. It might not solve all of the problems, but I believe it can greatly reduce the pain and suffering that came from the problem. I believe that those of us who are stacking the silver and the gold, I think we're going to be a whole lot better off than the average Joe who is not stacking silver or gold, either because they don't believe in it, or they've never heard about it before, or they're against it, or they just never got around to it. Whatever it is, I do believe that silver and gold will keep us protected in many ways. Maybe not entirely, but financially, I think it's going to help us out quite a bit. And speaking of financially, I wanted to go back to my earlier point where I was talking about people who are trying to get rich off of their silver, if they're just trying to do something in the short term, they're just trying to make a quick buck, whatever in the world it is that they're attempting to do, I don't care what their intentions are. But a lot of the time I'll get comments from people saying that they're going to get rich off of silver, or they hope to get rich off of silver, and I just have to ask, like, rich in what? Dollars? You have a whole lot of dollars? Like, is that really what we should be striving for? What are all these dollars going to do? What's the average Joe going to do if they were to get rich off of silver, or get rich off of anything? Cash out, and then what? Go and buy a depreciating asset from the Lamborghini dealership and slowly but surely become less rich and have less and less and less dollars because you didn't put those dollars to work, or you didn't do anything financially responsible with those dollars, and then you're no longer rich? Then what? You go back to the silver and hope to rinse and repeat? I just don't understand. That just doesn't make sense to me. And that's why I always say in all of my videos that I do not believe silver should be looked at that way. I do not think the silver and the gold should be viewed as a way to make money. In my opinion and from my perspective, I think silver and gold should only be looked at as a way to save money, to preserve your wealth for the long term and act as a hedge against inflation years and years and years, decades and decades and decades to come. That's my opinion. That's just my perspective. I am not a financial advisor, and nothing on this channel is financial advice. It's all for entertainment purposes, but it's also to help initiate a conversation. So I'm hoping that something I said in today's video can spark a little bit of a discussion. Maybe it was the whole getting rich thing, or maybe it was the hedge against inflation thing. Let me know in the comments if my way of explaining it in the simplest possible way that I could think of, did it make sense? Maybe you're brand new to the game and you didn't really understand. Maybe you knew kind of the concept, but you didn't really know exactly how it worked, or you didn't really know how to word it properly, or you didn't really know the mechanics, or you just didn't really understand exactly what it was going. You just kind of saw the vision and knew that it could help. You just didn't know all of the details. Maybe you've been stacking for years and years and years, decades even, and the way I explained it made sense. Maybe it didn't make sense. Let me know in the comments anything and everything related to everything that I shared in today's video. But in conclusion, the dollar bill fiat currency price tag that is attached to silver doesn't really mean all that much to me once I have my hands on silver. Prior to me getting my hands on silver, of course I care what the dollar bill price tag is, because I'm obviously going to try to get as much money for my currency as I possibly can. I'm trying to get the most bang for my buck, of course. Why wouldn't I do that? It would be foolish not to do that. But at the same time, I'm not going to sit around waiting for a dip. I've done that in the past. It's not something that I do anymore. If I'm going to sit around waiting, it's just simply going to be for that direct deposit to hit. I'm not going to wait for a dip, because a dip is not promised. A dip is not guaranteed. We got a lot of YouTube comment section fortune tellers who are saying that silver is going to go to $1,000 an ounce. Some people are saying that it's going to go back to $15 an ounce. A lot of people are saying a lot of different things, and it kind of contradicts with one another. But fact of the matter is, no one knows for sure what silver is going to do. It's a very sporadic metal, as previously stated. The volatility, it's all over the place. It has its ups, it has its downs. From what I've seen, it's more so up. It does have that upward trajectory, but it does dip and fall from time to time. That's all a part of the game. And fact of the matter is, if it has a dip, if it has a drop, if it has a pullback, that's all in the short term. It does not matter to me in the slightest bit, because I have that long-term vision. I'm not thinking about Friday night. I'm thinking about a couple of years or a couple of decades in the future. That's what I care about. I don't care how many fiat dollar bills my stack is worth at the moment. That doesn't matter to me. I do not care. I could get a bunch of silver right now, and then the spot price gets chopped in half, and you're not going to see me crying about,
Oh no, I lost half my money.
no, doesn't matter to me. So let me know in the comment section down below anything and everything related to what I shared about that, anything and everything that I shared relating to getting rich off of silver. I mean, at the end of the day, getting rich would be nice, sure. Getting myself to a much better financial position from where I am right now, and when I say a much better, I mean a much better financial position, that is absolutely a goal of mine. Without a doubt, 100%, I do plan on getting myself to a much better financial position than where I'm at right now. But I do not plan on achieving that goal through precious metals. The precious metals are for saving my money, not for making me money. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Do you align with my way of thinking? Do you think that everything I shared in today's video is a horrible, terrible thing and I should not be on YouTube?
Get off of YouTube, you should not be here. You have no idea what you're talking about. How dare you share your opinion?
Let me know in the comment section down below. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button. If you guys like me, make sure to subscribe. New videos every single day, 365 days a year. Also subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Brand new video over there, go check it out. The link will be in the description. Trying really hard to hit 2,000 subscribers. We just hit 1,000, I appreciate that. And if you want to help support the channel in the biggest possible way, please consider getting yourself some DYDSS merchandise. Of course, we have some precious metal themed t-shirts and hoodies which are up for grabs, along with a ton of other products, t-shirts, hoodies, even stickers, many of which are raising funds and awareness for different charity organizations. And of course, the brand new Kraken Stackin' t-shirt, hoodie, sticker, and coffee mug, inspired by the beautiful 2-ounce silver Kraken coin, which, by the way, is helping us raise a little bit of funds and awareness for ocean cleanup charity organizations at no additional cost to you. Comes out of my pocket, not yours. Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance. It's more than appreciated. And once again, one last time, what are your thoughts on everything that I shared in today's video? Did it make sense to you? Did it make absolutely no sense? Can you think of a better way of explaining it? The hedge against inflation aspect? And what are your thoughts on getting rich off of silver? Is that something that you expect to happen? Is that something that you plan on happening? Is that something that you personally are interested in, or are you just trying to protect your money, protect your finances, protect your wealth for the long term? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. And remember, don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.
2.5 years. Oh my god, I was looking for a get rich quick scheme. Get me out of here.